So tonight was the first slash second, and maybe the last presidential debate of this election cycle. And there were some memorable parts to it. It was supposed to be an impartial debate, but the moderators were not impartial. They fact checked President Trump a few times, like 4 or 5 times, I think, and they didn't fact check Kamala Harris once. And I think she brought up every hoax that's ever been said against Donald Trump. The tiki torch people at Charlottesville, which was a hoax. His 40 felony conviction, which was a trial that he will win on appeal because it was just a travesty. I can't remember the others, but there were a bunch that she spouted off, and the moderators were like, "Oh yeah, that's all true." Yeah, even though they've all been debunked. One of the fact checks that I thought was hilarious. Let me actually play that fact check.
Verify here. You bring up Springfield, Ohio, and ABC News did reach out to the city manager there. He told us there have been no credible reports of specific claims of pets being harmed, injured, or abused by individuals within the immigrant community.
Well, I've seen people on television.
Let me just say here, this is
the people on television say my dog was taken and used for food. So maybe he said that, and maybe that's a good thing to say for a city manager.
I'm not taking this from
but
television.
But the people
I'm
on
taking it from
television
the city
saying their
manager.
dog was eaten by the people that went there.
Verify here. You bring up.
So yeah, I put out a few different videos of immigrant or illegal immigrant issues around the nation. The Venezuelan gangs in Aurora, Colorado, and in Chicago, and now there's Haitian immigrants in the town of Springfield, Ohio. Springfield, Ohio has about 58,000, or had about 58,000 residents in it, all citizens. I'm assuming all citizens. They were given 20,000 Haitian immigrants, which, if you're a town of 58,000 and all of a sudden you get a third again your population overnight, I don't know how well the utilities can handle that. The burden on the electricity, burden on the sewer, burden on the roads, just everything. That's a huge influx of people. And it seems like the moderators there are just saying, "Oh no, there's no problems in Springfield." Here's a body cam footage of a policeman that was called on a woman who was eating a family's cat.
What did you do? Why'd you kill the cat? Smile for me. Smile, did you? Go like this. Did you eat that cat? Did you eat it? No, why'd you kill it? Did you guys see all this?
No, we pulled up and she was just laying there with it.
Did you see her eating it?
Eating it.
She was eating it?
Yeah, she was.
You call the Humane Society to see if they'll come pick this cat up. It's deceased.
So I don't know if I've heard any reports of people's dogs being eaten. Definitely cats, though. And I also have seen pictures of Haitian migrants. I'm assuming Haitian, very dark-skinned migrants, or I'm assuming a migrant, carrying around a Canadian goose that was obviously dead. Also reports of them shooting down bald eagles to eat, and clearing out the duck ponds of all the ducks. That's a Fish and Game would have issues with standard Americans doing that. I don't know why they're not going after the illegals that are doing that. But yeah, there's issues going on in Springfield, and Donald Trump was exactly right on that. So yeah, the memes are getting kind of crazy in that regards. So yeah, President Trump had a few different conversations regarding the Haitian immigrants and how we're being flooded with illegal immigrants, causing issues with our border. After they tackled the economy and immigration, they decided to move on to abortion because Trump, through the Supreme Court, Trump was able to overturn Roe v. Wade, sending abortion back to the states as it constitutionally always should have been. And they were like, "Oh, this is horrible. How dare you do that? We need to have Roe v. Wade reinstated." And he said throughout the entire night, "I'm not the radical one. It's the Democrats that are the radical ones." And they fact checked him again on that, saying that there's no one that's talking about doing a post birth abortion or 9-month abortion. That's all hogwash. Not happening. So yeah, it is. And President Trump mentioned Governor Northam on radio talking about it, and they still were saying, "Oh, you're just full of it, Trump. You're not. That's not true." Here it is. Oh, what's going on with the volume here? Just a minute. Let's try this. It is not working. I've watched this clip previously, and he says that if there's a question, they'll have the baby resuscitated if need be, which is insane. You're talking about possibly aborting the child. It'll be born. You resuscitate it, so it's kind of dead. You resuscitate it to bring it back to life, and then you make it comfortable. Have a conversation with your doctor about whether you want to have a post-birth abortion or not. That's not abortion. That's murder. But yeah, he said exactly that, or a reasonable approximation to that very thing. And you can find it online. I don't know why the volume's not working on this one. Slightly frustrating. Anyway, here's another one. Dang it. Right here.
That she is about birth. She has physical signs of that she is about to give a birth. Would that still be a point at which she could request an abortion if she was so certified? She's dilating.
Mr. Chairman, that would be a decision that the doctor, the physician, and the woman would make.
I understand that. I'm asking
point.
if your bill allows that.
My bill would allow that. Yeah.
So that's two different locations saying, yeah, that's fine. Post-birth abortion or at-birth abortion, perfectly fine. Even though, according to the fact checkers, that never happens. Never happens. Also, again with the border, here's
migration to our.
Here's Biden when he signs his executive order making Kamala Harris the border czar, even though they're trying to say, oh, she's never been the border czar. Here it is.
I've asked her, the VP today, because she's the most qualified person to do it, to lead our efforts with Mexico and the Northern Triangle and the countries that help. We're going to need help in stemming the movement of so many folks stemming the migration to our southern border. So this new surge we're dealing with now started with the last administration, but it's our responsibility to deal with it.
Now, that's not exactly true, because Trump was all about remain in Mexico, catch and release into Mexico. He got 2,500, I think 2,500 Mexican border patrol agents to patrol the Mexican side of the border. Trump did a lot of things to try and control the border crossings. While on the campaign trail, Biden was very much, come to America. We're going to open the border wide open and things like that. And you'd actually find video of people saying, thank you, Biden, as they're crossing the border from that moment on. Even before Biden was elected, there were caravans of people heading this, or after the election, before he was inaugurated, there began to be caravans heading north with Biden t-shirts on even. They were very, very pro-Biden because he was saying, I'm going to open the border wide so that you guys can come in. So, yeah, don't let people lie to you and say that, oh, it was all a huge problem before Biden got in. The only problem that was there was as Biden was running for election, he was saying, come on in. And that's when the influx started happening. And it's been 3.5 years, and only now are they trying to stem that flow after possibly 20 or 30 million illegals have flooded our country.
Mainly, and to stop what's happening. And so this increase has been consequential. But the vice president's agreed, among the multiple other things that have her leading, and I appreciate it, agreed to lead our diplomatic effort and work with those nations to accept the returnees and enhance migration enforcement at their borders. We're already.
So in other words, make sure other borders are secure. Don't worry about our border. And that's basically what happened. Kept our border open up until individual states like Texas decided we're going to do something. And then they started being sued by the federal government to try and keep the border open, which is insane. Thankfully, Texas won that one. So here's some videos of Springfield, Ohio again. I don't think he should let this woman drive. Which is illegal. Because there are some people
gonna take a freight train down at the station, Lord. I don't care where it goes. Gonna climb a mountain, the highest mountain jump off, nobody gonna know. Can't you see?
When you import the third world, you become the third world. I think that's pretty accurate in this situation. Really, I would say if we wanted to really help people in foreign countries, we could definitely bring in smaller groups, help them become educated, help them understand how our culture works so that they could assimilate into our culture. Then I don't think there'll be problems like this. But you need to do things like almost like a re-education camp where you would take them and go, okay, we drive on the right side of the road. This octagon thing is a stop sign. Here's the English language. You need to learn it. We use forks and knives. The ducks in the pond, unless you have a hunting permit for ducks, you can't shoot them. This cat that is someone else's is not dinner. just things like that culturally we just understand. And we're not going to infringe on those cultural norms. But someone from a different culture where they don't have those laws, regulations, or cultural norms, they won't abide by them because they're from a different culture. Doesn't mean they're a worse person or anything. It just means different culture. But if they want to live in our culture, when in Rome, do as the Romans. When in America, follow our laws. And the first law that they should follow is don't come here illegally. Come here legally, assimilate to our way of life, bring the best of your way of life, merge it with the best of our way of life, make everybody better. Don't shoot our bald eagles. Don't eat our cats. Don't eat our Canadian geese. Be like us, kind of. Yeah. Learn how to drive before you get behind the wheel of a car. Don't bring a Venezuelan gang to this country and start terrorizing our people. Different things like that. So here's what JD Vance had to say about the debate.
You had Kamala Harris effectively echoing platitude after platitude after platitude. The American people can't pay their grocery bills on platitudes. They can't put their kids in a house on platitudes. And Kamala Harris had a lot to say, but very little actual substance behind it for how she's going to lower grocery prices, secure the border, and make housing more affordable in this country. She's been the vice president for 3.5 years. She can't run on a record, and she apparently can't run on much of her plans either because it's just a lot of slogans and not a whole lot of substance.
Yeah, that was a good synopsis of the debate. There was a lot of sloganeering, very little substance. It was all orange man bad. I will fix things when I become president. But she's been VP for 3.5 years. Things have gotten worse under their administration, but she's going to fix it. One thing that Trump said during the debate was, if you want to fix it, you're in office, go to the White House and start fixing things. But you won't, because this is actually what you're wanting. You're wanting to wreck America. Well, judge a man or woman by their works, by what they've done, by their fruits you shall know them, I think was said by certain individuals. Anyway, so wasn't an amazing debate, I would say. There wasn't any huge flubs by Kamala. She memorized her lines pretty well. One thing that was mentioned on the stream that I watched was it doesn't it doesn't seem like Kamala is good at impromptu thinking. She's good at memorization and regurgitation. And that's probably why we have so many clips of her repeating the same thing over and over and over again. What is, unburdened by what has been, over and over and over again. Clips of her talking to 3 different groups within just a few days, saying the exact same thing across 3 different states even. While Trump, on the other hand, it's hard for him not to go off the cuff. He's always just going all over the place. And he did that a little bit, a fair amount in the debate tonight. So she's very rote, memorized, can't really think about how to respond to certain things if it's not what she's already memorized. And Trump's just like, well, there's these dogs that are being eaten in Springfield, and that's not good. And one thing that Trump did really well was he always brought it back to economy sucks. Illegal immigration has been horrible. Kamala and Biden could have done something about it for the last 3.5 years. They've only made it worse. And that's really the 3 points that he hammered on multiple times during the night, which I thought was really good, or good for him to do. And yeah, Kamala was more, Trump's bad. He's a racist Nazi that wants to make sure that all the women are pregnant and can't have abortions and stuff like that, which didn't land very well for me. But I'm a dude and I'm fairly conservative / libertarian, almost bordering on anarchist in some regards. The worse the government gets, the more I go, do we really need a government? A constitutional government, that would be wonderful. Restore the power of the Constitution to its constitutional basis, restore the power to the states, and restore the power to the people. Let's live under the 9th and 10th Amendments the way it should be, and have the different branches of government actually doing what they should be doing. Anyway, debate was pretty interesting. Trump talking about people's dogs being eaten by Haitian immigrants was pretty funny. And yeah, we'll see how things go. The ABC Live debate said that about 90% of the people said that Trump won the debate. We'll see how that fluctuates. And the betting markets dropped Trump a little bit and brought Kamala Harris up a little bit, but it's still really, really close. Anyway, that's my synopsis of the debate. If you watched it or you have any comments about the Haitian migrants eating people's animals or anything else, please comment down below. Let me know what you think, and we'll see you on the next one. Thanks.